Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Let's make sure that Nightbot is up and running. Let's get this stream started outright, baby. Make sure that YouTube is up and ready to go. We don't need them ads. YouTube is up and running, which means now it is time to boot up Twitch and make sure that's up and running. I made the mistake of forgetting to charge my phone before I started this, so I'm hoping it doesn't die or anything. Yeah. Let's make sure Twitch is up and running. Twitch is, in fact, good to go. We are up and running. Chat only, apply. Boom, here we go. I'm going to make sure Nightbot's in here, but as we all know, Nightbot is pretty good, all things considered. I don't think commands work, so how about Skylanders? Does that work? Let's see what comes up. In retrospect, I could have just rolled a die. That works too. Did I grab the wrong? Of course I did. Dang, nabbit. My bad. I thought this one had dragons in it. But that's fine, because I'll be right back. Well, I mean, I'm not actually going anywhere. To the rest of you, I'm not going anywhere. But I'm actually walking away for a second so I can go grab something from the next room over, which is nice. Oh, this is feeling real heavy. So I'm guessing what I'm looking for is in here. Ah! Yeah, probably. Oh man, there's so much stuff in here. Oh, that's big. Whoa! What's up, Awaz? Oh, thank you. Man, I don't even have to check to make sure Nightbot's here anymore. You could cover me with that now. Thank you. Thank you. I am trying desperately to find something in all these boxes, and I am not finding anything. Where are the big boys? I mean, technically that's a big boy, but it's not the big boy I'm looking for. Where did the dragons at, bruh? Technically there's dragons in here. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Those are giants. That's not a... there's a dragon turtle. It's not quite the same. Fine, I'll grab that for now. Oh, there's so many minis, dude. So many minis. Ooh. Well, is there a dragon? No, I think there's a tentacle beast. I don't think there's a dragon. I think the space one has a tentacle beast. But we are going to talk about dragons tonight, and we're getting some stat blocks ish, and some other stuff. So technically yes, but one's not making it to you in the mail at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, we're here. We've got an adventure to go through tonight. This one's relatively short, but to be fair, we love talking here at the round table, so it's probably for the best that it's relatively short. You know what I mean? Did it break for real? Okay, no, it's just the stickers. Okay, cool. Never mind. That's a story for a different day. Something that I will be showing off a little bit later. But just making sure that that's there. I am 99.99% sure this particular stream will not be monetized because of background music that is currently playing, but that's fine. I'm I'm okay with that. Um, it also technically means that my potential new competitors who have made this adventure will not be getting any of the monies either. This is calculated. This is this is the calculated non-monetization. All that will eventually become apparent. Well, all the information regarding that may become apparent sometime soon. Um, well, I might have a job with a new TTRPG company, and technically, these guys would be my competitors. Technically. But not really, because they do so much more stuff in the company. I potentially might become an employee of. I just heard the blip. What was that? Oh, notification. From my new boss. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. But yeah, I'm excited to go for this because, like, every once in a while, it's nice to not have to, like, switch screens a whole bunch or show off a whole bunch of different stuff at once. Sometimes it's nice just to be like, this is the thing we're going over. And that's really all we need. Just a just a little chat. But because as you can tell, this is a spirit dragon of some kind. I have a lot of other stuff to talk about in relation. Um, and I am super excited to do just that. Because technically, this guy right here related to one of my favorite decks in Magic the Gathering. Okies. Shin said he might be a little bit late, but I still am going to wait until the 15-minute mark for DM Lacara, DM Speedy, whoever else wants to come join. I don't think DM Bacon will come join though. Though I did need, I am talking to DM Bacon about other stuff because he wants me to run a one shot for the groomsmen, and I get to run a one shot in my campaign. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a one shot. Oh, you can't call me during the stream, dude. Just gonna mute that for a second. Um, I agree. Uh, I can't make words right now. Um, I'll make words eventually, though. I can't. Yeah, I can't consider it a one shot, but it is sort of a side story. We don't have. So right now, where we are in my campaign, Valley of Egeria's character, like this is very much related to her. Uh, this is very much her story. Like this is her family's problem that they're dealing with. Technically, it's also Jack DT's family-ish, if you want to consider them in the same group. And it will also be problematic for Clubs' old character. But because Valley of Egeria is in the UK right now and can't like join us, I'm not gonna advance her character story. So I had talked to DM Bacon because in my campaign he is a warlock and his patron is Mygara the Dawn Titan. And his bargain is essentially that, or rather his character's a girl. Her bargain is that she has to be on call 24/7 if there's ever an issue with the seals that keep Mygara asleep. Because Mygara is the only primordial, canonically, that is still on Toril. What's up, Dex? Beer, because Al was like, yo, can you guys stop fighting? Even though technically the primordials were on Toril first. Like, yo, can you guys stop fighting, please? I'll make you another planet. Just stop fighting. But Mygara was like, I don't want to fight. I'm going to take a nap. Aw, that's okay. I figured you were going to come in anyway. But yeah, so his character's bargain is that they have to be on call 24/7. So since Valley of Egeria just said she can't come, we're going to do his side story, which means I finally get to do the thing I've been wanting to do forever. I had a talk with him a couple months ago. I was like, oh, okay, so like, you know your bargain, you can just get pulled in at any time? Yes! That's what I like to hear! Let's go! Wait, there's got to be a good emote for this. Hold on. Let's find one. Yeah. This one will work. Get out of my way. Let me click. Dance. So I was like, hey, you know how your bargain is that she can be pulled away at any time? And he was like, yeah. I was like, you want to be pulled away at any time? And he goes, bro, you got to do what you got to do. If it's time for me to get pulled away, it's time for me to get pulled away. And I was like, so he'll get pulled away, and then some of my players is Grimjack in the chat? Let me just double check. Grimjack's not in the chat. He's the only one that this really matters for. Grimjack, I don't see Grimjack in the chat. Okay. Bacon's character is going to get pulled down there, but there's also going to be some other warlocks down there that got pulled in for the same job. I'm going to make up their character sheets, shuffle them up, and have my players pick one. The group. I only need to control one of them, so I'm going to make a couple warlocks. I'll probably make some non-warlock characters as well, just because it's not only warlocks that are down there. The seals that keep Mygara asleep are currently also protected by Brunor Balhammer and the dwarves of Gauntlgrim, because they too do not want her to wake up and basically raise the entire planet in fire. They just want her to keep asleep, and like, hey, she can also supercharge their forges and stuff. So it's a pretty like beneficial relationship. So my players will, everyone except for DM Bacon will be playing other characters, and I'm excited. I only have to control one of them because he is technically story related. They met this guy's wife, and because of the specific interactions they had as a group, and really DM Bacon's character kind of sold it. Was one of the first like one of the first NPCs DM Bacon's character was ever like, oh, I'm a warlock now. Like, I have a job to do, and here's my patron. He made friends with the sort of armorer, clothier of the dwarves down in Gauntlgrim, and because of that, Grimjack has a really sick suit of armor. She gave away a set of Dwarven plate, which is like a super great armor set, and it's what gives Grimjack his like 23 AC. But she was like, she feels bad because she knows what it's like not to know where your partner is, that they have to go get sucked up every once in a while, like they have a job to do and they're always on call. They can leave at any point. But DM Bacon really sold that stuff. So they have a really sick set of armor for the group, and I think it's time they meet the husband, because he's definitely already called in. Most of the people that are warlocks for Mygara in my world are going to be dwarves, because that's really where she is. There might be a couple other races here and there, like DM Bacon's character is actually a fire genasi, so it's more of like a family thing that Mygara was calling to his character. But on his other side, he's got the Raven Queen, and he keeps choosing Mygara over the Raven Queen stuff. So the Raven Queen is not happy. There's so many things. There's so many things going on in like this. Well, next month is our 5-year D&D versary. So like there's a lot of story and stuff going on. Okay? There's just a lot of story, and there's stuff I gotta get through, and yeah. However, as Dex can attest to, they're about to enter like a real rough battle, and because of this, DM Bacon's character Chandra, who technically would be the best option for this because she's a fire genasi, and like the way DM Bacon plays Chandra, she basically only has fire spells, and they're in the frost spell, so like she could be super useful right now. They probably won't have her for the big battle that's upcoming, which could be very, very problematic. DM Bacon is playing Chandra. Yep. The fire genasi. So that may end up being incredibly problematic. Valley Vajira was like, it's okay because we'll just teleport her right back. And I was like, I don't think it's going to be as easy as you think it is. Oh. Something just clicked in my head. Ooh. Yeah. Interesting. Well then. I hope you guys can work out a good plan to survive. But yeah, don't worry about making it to the next session if you can't, because it's just going to be everyone playing other characters anyway. Everyone but DM Bacon, which is going to make the group very, very angry because they hate when DM Bacon gets to do side things and gets ahead of them in XP. Woo! Woo-wee! Or like solves a puzzle or what have you. But hey, that's the way it be. I don't know if I summoned him, but he just popped up online on Discord, DM Bacon. Like as I said that. That's really funny. He never comes on Discord unless he's getting ready to run his game. Yep. My play. Oh my god. You haven't heard too much of it, but for the record, 3 of the players in the party started the game after the other 5 original players. My party had 8 people at the beginning. Technically, it should have had like 12, but I'm glad everyone just dropped out because even 8 is too many. But those 3 people are like, well, I'm not the same level as everyone else. It's not fair. And I'm like, you started after them. They went on a whole adventure without you. Also, my players hate, even though their inventories are like bursting at the seams, they're like, nah, the only real reward is XP. I'm like, whatever. But I think it's time. Dun, dun, dun. to start talking about the Dragon of the Dead. So, before we get into anything else, I'm just going to say Dragon of the Dead. This is the mini for it, which I unfortunately don't have a mini of. I'm not sure if this one comes in one of the Kickstarters or anything that's like on its way to me, because I've done a lot of Kickstarters for Skinny Minis or Dungeon in a Box, whatever you want to call them. But this is a Skinny Mini side quest, so this is just a straight up like little adventure you can send your players on whenever you want. It is run in 5e essentially, so if you do play 5e, this is for you. This is, generally speaking, written with 2014 rules. I don't think they make anything right now that's 2024 rules. That's fine by us. We don't really... Most of the people that I play with don't use 2024 rules anyway. We might use the healing spells, have an extra die of healing, or stuff like that, but most of us aren't using 2024 rules. Welcome back, Awaz. Are you squeaky clean now? Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. But this is a Skinny Mini side quest, so they're like little things you can put in on the side. They don't necessarily fit into the storyline that Dungeon in a Box, technically, if you get like the year-long package, some of those missions will like make sense in order, but a lot of the time Skinny Minis, like their stuff, it's not part of the same campaign, not necessarily. So you can so you can like drop it in whenever you want, and that's nice because you can just slide it right in. They have this box here that's like, where can this side quest happen? So Dragon of the Dead can take place in any cave system that is relatively close to some mass burial site, such as a graveyard or an ancient battlefield. The party might be investigating the cause of empty grave sites where it appears corpses have been exhumed from the earth, or heard rumors of the walking dead near these caves. Alternatively, the party might be investigating these caves for a completely unrelated reason, and have now inadvertently walked into the lair of Nezkrithweek, a young ghoul dragon. So this is a ghoul dragon, which is, yes, a kind of spirit, but generally speaking, there is already one canonical spirit dragon in D&D. Where dragons cost 500 to 1,000 gold per HP? Yes, that is absurd, but it kind of makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just flip this over real quick to... Oh, no, that's not it. Something's not right. 1 second, please. Are you doing the thing to me again? I bet you are. Oh, you're annoying. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Up. Ta-da! There is one canonical spirit dragon in the Forgotten Realms, and that is Miram, the Sentinel Worm, is like the creature that takes care of the bottom levels of Candlekeep. Except that even though this is the MTG art for Miram, and if you've played MTG with me, I have a deck using this as my commander. This is my Spirit of the Dragon deck. But Miram is my commander. I love Miram. But the cool thing about Miram is that even though the art is this, canonically, Miram is so like tied, ingrained into Candlekeep, and has been stuck there for so long that she no longer has any body. Like, the only part of Miram that still exists canonically is her, like, slavering jaws. They just float around Candlekeep on the lower floors, and if you take a book you're not supposed to, they will pop up behind you, and you will most likely die. But she kind of just hangs out in the lower floors She's trapped there. She is tethered. Someone tethered her body, her spirit, to the lower floors of Candlekeep. Her job is, yes, to take care of the stuff that's there, but you know, if you give someone a job forever, they probably gonna go nuts. So Miriam already went nuts. And basically it's just her jaws that float around. She loves to talk to people if someone new comes in, but you can feel like the madness radiating off of her jaw. Because that's really all there is. Just like big teeth. Just big teeth floating around. She loves to talk and hear about what's happening in the outside world, though. So you can technically make friends with Miriam. As long as you don't do bad stuff in Candlekeep Library, she will be your friend and she will love to talk to you. But she is a scary lady. But technically, as a ghost like within Ghost Dragon, she is considered an incorporeal sentinel. But like this is like the one canonical spirit dragon that we have. There are plenty of like other ones that are around, but Miriam is like the one. So I want to see how Nezkruik sort of holds up to this guy. You can certainly try. I feel like in order to really get her free, you have to like wish that her tether was moved, if that makes sense, because I think it's her tether that keeps her in Candlekeep. But for more information on how you can help us decide the art, stat blocks, and side quests for our next set of Skinny Minis and Skinny Minis side quests, visit skinnyminis.com. Basically, give them your monies, and they will give you a choice, I guess, maybe, question mark. This particular Skinny Mini side quest is optimized for a party of 4 to 5 player characters of 7th to 8th level. Which, okay, if you somehow didn't know this, aww, you want to help her. That's nice. She wants friends. She loves friends. The generally speaking, most adventures are optimized for 4 to 5 players. They specifically say player characters here because they're not counting the DM. Yeah, that makes sense. 7th to 8th level is actually where my players are right now. Though I'm pretty sure DM Bacon is going to hit level 9 before anyone else, and I'm sure there will be yelling about it. Get 'em. Bring 'em down. All of the other DMs have just told me that they will be late. But I surmised that already. So, again, you can put this in any cave system as long as it's like next to some graves. Maybe there's a battlefield. And it sounds to me already like this is a great place to tether someone's spirit, a la Supernatural. Like you got to burn the bones so that the spirit can get out of there. Maybe that's how this works. But no matter why the adventurers arrive at the dread caverns, evidence of unnatural events, that should be R, clear in the immediate area outside. Subsequent sections begin with read aloud text. Cool. Shallow pits of disturbed earth lie scattered near the entrance of the caves. These don't appear to be actual burial sites. They seem like natural graves of animals, given the variety of size and shape of the pits. After passing through the wide entrance, the dark and jagged stone tunnels soon bend, cutting off all light. Why would they put this in the center here? The outside world. The air clings to your skin like a wet blanket, and your nose occasionally catches a whisper of some foul odor. New tunnels constantly break off in new directions, making these caverns a veritable labyrinth. The darkness seems to conceal a palpable menace, always just out of sight. So, Dungeon in a Box presents Side Quest, Dragon of the Dead. You can totally go to Dungeon in a Box however you feel like it. But Dungeon in a Box is part of Skinny Minis, and if you haven't seen Skinny Minis yet, they make plastic miniatures and bases and stuff. So, If you will give me one moment to make sure that this is correct. Bloop. Hi, everyone. I have many skinny minis. Things like these. They're little plastic guys. These bases I have made myself. I've made videos on how to make bases, and I'm going to make more of them because the original Skinny Minis bases, so this is like a V2 guy. This is actually our Goliath, so the Laundry King's Goliath's mini. This is Ambiorix. The original Skinny Minis bases, you could see just the plastic part. This is a V1 base because it has the 3 slots, which may be kind of difficult to see. But the original bases have a really bad habit of shattering if you put a mini in them at any wrong angle at all. So this is, I added on to the bottom. Plus there's some paper-like arena floor that I gave as the base because I knew it was going to shatter. And my own physical bases, as you can see through the little divot in there, this mini kept falling over, which was weird. I also just make straight regular bases all the time because I was so worried about all the bases shattering. But like, you can make those. I have made videos on this. I will make more videos in the future. I thought I was grabbing a box with dragon minis in it, but I apparently did not. Skinny Minis makes a lot of dragon minis. Unfortunately, the only one I could grab was this humongous dragon turtle mini. They do have plenty of dragons. I do not have this spirit dragon. I don't know where this spirit dragon comes in or like how you get that mini, but I have this dragon turtle and I have plenty of other kind of dragons that I got from Skinny Minis. But yeah, you get tons of minis from them. Dungeon in a Box is like their specific side project where like you can get a where you can get a for those of you on YouTube, you have no idea why I did that. But Juan said, "Look out, it's Chimera." Yes. You can actually get a monthly subscription where they just send you an adventure. They send you minis, and you can just play through that, and it will look something akin to this side quest. I have tons and tons because I've done 2 Skinny Minis Kickstarters already. I have tons and tons of like little adventures and stuff. And it's not just character minis or like creature minis. Like this is a gargoyle and this is a Goliath. They have whole sets of Goliaths, and like this is a dragon turtle. They also make some terrain that's 3D. Like I should have grabbed them. I didn't grab them like an idiot. But my goblin carts are Skinny Minis minis. They're just vehicles. So yeah, go check out Dungeon in a Box or Skinny Minis. They make good stuff. Like they really do. And now that they have V2 bases, they won't explode when you accidentally touch them in the wrong way, which is also nice. I gotta switch back to this camera. Bloop. Well, technically it's not a camera, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay. This is something that Club subscribes to all the time, but they're like, hey, when you go into a mission, instead of having all of the difficulty class checks or what have you be different numbers, like when you're going into a quest, you can make it easy on yourself as you're running it by just being like, yo, beat this number. Everything in this dungeon is this number. Just make it easy for yourself. That way you don't have to go out of your way to do a new calculation every time. So here it is where it's like, allow the party to make use of their skills and abilities to navigate the caves and avoid potential dangers. They can attempt a DC 15 ability check, use a spell, or use a class feature. Like whatever the ability check doesn't really matter. DC 15. Just make it easy for yourself. 15, when you're level 7 or 8, depending on your group's particular set of skills, 15 might be low, but you don't really think this guy's hiding too much, do you? Like, 15's okay. Because remember, like, DC 20 checks are high, but with all the bonuses your players are getting, DC 20 is not going to remain the highest thing that your players can run into. Like, feel free to make checks if you think it fits the situation. Absolutely feel free when you're running a game to make checks that are over 20. Like, a lot of the reference material that you'll look at will even be like, oh, there's DC 25 checks, there's DC 30 checks. Sure, you can go up as high as you want, really. I mean, obviously, if you have like a DC 50 check, probably no one's ever going to make it. And you might as well just say something like, get a nat 20. I don't care. What is this, AWAS? This is beautiful. This is good stuff. Like, you can make minis out of anything. It's perfect. We hear at DM Roundtable. Is that a mega? Oh my god, I gotta send that to a friend later. I love papercraft. There is so much papercraft out there that's fantastic. And Oxford Comma loves building the papercraft stuff. So sometimes I just send it to her. She built like a whole dockside quarry thing for us that we get to use occasionally. I use it as the docks in Lylon. It's cool. I love that stuff. And like, I'm one of those people that I don't care if my art mixes and matches. Like, as long as it serves its purpose, it serves its purpose. It's out there. I don't see a reason to be like upset with anybody or anything like that. Like, no, put it all together. Where are we? You get wisdom checks to avoid being lost. I like that, unless you have like a ranger in the... Well, unless you have a 2014 ranger in your party, because 2024 rangers don't have anything to do with terrain. But a 2014 ranger does. You can use dexterity to scout ahead. Nature to learn more about the features and potential dangers of the caves. Detect evil and good to sense the lingering presence of undead, or wild shape to become a creature better able to detect sounds or smells. There are so many things that I feel like a lot of people just skip over as applications for outside of combat, because there's too many people that are just like, yo, all I want is the big numbers when I hit somebody. And you're losing like half the game that way. For spells or class features, the GM may decide they allow the character to make an ability check with advantage or disadvantage rather than directly counting as a success or failure. Sure. The GM is also encouraged to add further detail to enhance the creepiness of the area. Ooh. Yeah, exactly that. They're like, oh, we're going to give them big numbers and Hunter's Mark that sticks to people. They don't need to worry about traveling anywhere. It's not like that's their whole shtick. But, yeah, GM's encouraged to add stuff, and then the overall successes the party ends up with determines how they encounter their first foul omen. Okay, in regards to this specific, like, paragraph, I want to say something that I personally have seen a lot of other DMs do that, like, really grinds my gears is all your characters have like a passive investigation, a passive perception. That's when they're not actively searching for things. Okay? I will use those numbers if something is happening and my players, like, I'm rolling something, my players haven't actively said, do the thing. I'm going to do the thing. This is just a me thing. I'm not a big fan of the DM being like, hey, roll a perception check here. Like, no, the players should be the ones telling you. I can understand if it's somebody's like first encounter with D&D, first time playing where they don't know the rules, then you can tell them for sure. But I'm not a big fan of the DM, like every time you go in somewhere, being like, give me a nature check. Give me a perception check. Like, the players, that's on the players. That's not on you. You can roll whatever you want and then look at their PPs or their PIs. There's a third passive. Passive wisdom. The one about the mind. I don't know. But, like, I'm just not a big fan of whenever you go somewhere telling your players. Yeah, thank you. Roll me a D20. You can do this, AWAS. Dex, do you want to make a roll? What would you like to do? If you know Awaz is rolling religion, what would you like to roll? Ooh. With a 7, you can definitely tell that this cave system if it was consecrated at one point, it is no longer consecrated. But that's about it. It don't feel like there's holiness all up in these caves. Something's wrong. The overall success. If all party members succeed, proceed to the light in the dark omen. If at least half the party succeeds, proceed to the death pit omen. If less than half the party succeeds, proceed to the death pit omen. And all characters have disadvantage on the dex save to avoid falling into the pit. I'm going in the hole. Feel free to apply, like as a DM, feel free to apply wherever you really want advantage or disadvantage to make things easier or harder. And like, don't be afraid to, when the player asks you something, don't be afraid to take a couple seconds to be like, you know what? I think, yeah, because of your particular background or anything, like, yeah, you know what? Oh my God. That's a big lady. Damn, that's a big lady. Damn. Don't be afraid to apply advantage or disadvantage, or you can even go like a more Pathfindery route and add like a plus or minus. You can even do this with flanking or other stuff. Throw some stuff in there. Make them feel like them being here, like they have an effect on being there. So, the foul omens. There are several ominous scenes provided in this section to give the characters some clues as to what lurks deep within the caverns. While combat is certainly a possibility during these encounters, most of the creatures will not immediately attack. Thank you! Thank you! Oh, man. Oh, she would love that. Most of the creatures will not immediately attack. The creatures will defend themselves, but their primary motivation is given in the omen description. After encountering their first foul omen, the party will continue making their way deeper into the caves. The GM should include... Come on, man. Why did you cut everything up like this? This is bad. At least 2 foul omens before they reach Nezkrithwik's lair, either determined randomly or chosen by the GM. Below are a list of foul omens, but the GM should feel free to add their own. Cool. Okay. We want to go into the Dread Cavern features. Light. There's none. It's total darkness. But don't worry. I'm sure all of your players will tell you that they have dark vision. The Dead. Wait a minute. They changed the spelling of his name. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's different here. Now it's Nezkrithwik's lair. Okay, we do this a lot. Yeah, that's the only time they add an I. Okay, we do this a lot here where we're like, I'm not going to hate on you for making spelling errors and what have you. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not mad about that. I just wish more people would just go through once. You know what I mean? Like when you're done with it, just be like, oh, I'm going to reread this. Because I feel like a lot of the times, nobody's doing even that. Like, just read it over once, okay? Again, not saying nobody makes mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I'm also obsessive compulsive, so I will make sure that, as far as I can tell, there's no issues. And I will rewrite the same thing like 700 times. But that's just me. I'm not saying you got to do that. Probably don't do that. But just, like, go through at the end and make sure that you do it just once. But Nezkrithwik has inhabited these caverns for only a few years, but the evidence of his abode is all too clear. The undead drawn in by his call or his minions can be found all over. However, there are limits to his power, and the maze of tunnels means that the walking corpses do not always reach the ghoul dragon's lair. His magic fades in time, leaving the bodies to collapse in the caverns, only to be called again later. The trails of the undead inevitably lead towards Nezekrithuik's lair, but are still somewhat difficult to follow due to the sheer number and erratic paths taken to get there. A DC 13 Wisdom Survival check can be used to follow the general direction of the undead trail. Okay. Dragons in general, this is even before Fizzbonds or whatever the new dragon book is. I should probably know the answer to that, but... Hey, yo! Nat 20'd? Yo, your fungus, you just stuck your fungus in every crack and let it grow. You have illuminated this whole cave system. That sounds like another DM. Hi! I'm waving. No one can see it, but I'm waving. I think DM Lacara is in here.
I've been talking and my mic arm was flipped up.
Don't worry. We've all been there.
Hi.
Hello! Oh, you know what? I am sorry to everyone out there that I didn't share this. I just realized. My bad. That's on me. My bad. I didn't share this. But we just got to talking about some caves and how this new dragon, this ghoul dragon, clearly has an effect on the area around him.
Mm-hmm. Ghoul dragon. Tell me about a ghoul dragon.
Big green spirit. I spent a couple of minutes at the beginning talking about Miram, who is technically like the, I guess you would say the poster child for spirit dragons, as being like the only canonical one, and she lives at the bottom of Candlekeep. She like watches over the restricted section. She actually can't leave, so she's kind of gone crazy because she's been there for like 1,000 years or something. No, probably Candlekeep wasn't founded then. At least a couple hundred years, and her body has decayed to the point where she's just it's just her floating, slavering jaws, and they're just like suffused with magic.
Oh. Yeah, no, we've talked about this before because you had a bone to pick with the way that the artist drew it in one of the other supplements.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I will find a link. I apologize because, I didn't share a link to this because I don't know how you end up with Skinny Minis side quests. They're not part of the Kickstarters, and I'm like, maybe I got an email way back when? Like, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Skinny Minis is not going to come after me, so I'm going to share some stuff.
Yeah.
If you are on YouTube...
I can read it off the screen, but there is a lag, so... Like, yeah.
For those of you on YouTube, you can come in to Tabletop Schmabletop in the Discord. You can hit !Discord and follow along with us, because I'm going to share it in there. I'm pretty sure they're not coming after me. Same is true for Twitch folks. Come on over and get your Skinny Mini side quest, Dragon of the Dead. If they give me like a cease and desist, I'll just like be like, meh. But I'm pretty sure they're not coming for me. I ain't scared.
It's such a ridiculous color that they made that.
And I don't have the mini for it. I was so excited that I was like, oh, I got the mini for this. That's why I cannot tell where these side quests came from. Because I've kickstarted so many things from Skinny Minis that like I should have the mini if it exists. But I don't have this one. We are currently in the blue box on page 3 about Dread Cavern features.
Ooh.
Spooky. Would you like to tell us about the tunnels?
Tunnels. The Dread Caverns are natural, unworked earth and stone formed by ancient geological events or perhaps huge burrowing creatures. The tunnels generally range from 5 to 15 feet in diameter, though the larger open chambers can reach over 40 feet high. Due to the chaotic arrangement of the tunnels, many of them intersect or overlap, compromising their structural integrity in some places. Just what everybody wants when they're spelunking.
Yay! And there's dead bodies everywhere! Now, it says that this ghoul dragon, his name is spelled 2 different ways in this supplement, so however you want to say his name. Oh, that's gonna
drive me crazy.
Yeah. It says he's been here for a few years. Well, they say only a few years, which tells me that his, like, the dragon's Demesne ability, where, like, they suffuse the land where they live around with their powers, is what's picking up all the corpses in the area and drawing them to him. So, like, feel free as the DM, if one of your players dies in one of these caves, like, their corpse is going to get up and start walking.
Yeah. That could be useful, actually.
It could. You could try following the... You could kill one of your players and follow them.
Hey, are there any NPCs around?
I didn't even think about that. Like, the town's worst criminal, that's his punishment. We're going to kill you, and then we're going to let whatever's in there pilot your corpse.
You're going to be bait. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I like that.
Oh, I must be like channeling Shin. That's not usually how I think.
Hey, it works. But also, Awaz, you had said you were using mold earth for a different purpose, but since these tunnels are unworked, you could mold earth in here too.
Yeah, I think I have yet to see a normal usage of mold earth. I don't think I've ever seen somebody use it to just, like, dig themselves out or make a tunnel or something. I have only seen weird uses of mold earth.
You know what? You're right.
Like, nobody's ever just like, hey, we need a hole here.
You are 100% right. I have... Okay, in my world, we have a construction company called the Movers and Shakers, and they're this big dwarf clan, and each of their family, each, like, immediate family group is their own, like, team that goes out and does stuff, and I gave them a Sorcerous Origin of Terramancer, which was, like, a combination of, like, 7 different earthbenders that I had seen, and I was like, I'm just gonna put these together and make them work. And, like, they use mold earth to fix doorways and stuff, like. But, like, again, they're not, like, tunneling or anything. They're using it for construction purposes. Pit trap.
Yep, like Team Rocket. I love it.
You know, that's good because one of these is a death pit. And, like, I mentioned this right before you came in. The way that they break up the boxes is like, please, just somebody teach them how to use, like, Publisher or whatever they did, because, like, don't put the flavor text box in the middle of a sentence. Please stop that.
Were they using homebrewery?
Maybe.
So it's not their fault.
If it's not their fault, if it's homebrewery, I'm okay with it. Yeah. You did your best. Did your best.
You get a gold star.
You made it. You made it all the way to the end. Would you like to read
Unlike some of these characters.
Omens? Oh yeah, none of these characters are getting a good end. Not even the criminal that we just used as a corpse puppet.
Would you like to read some foul omens? Is absolutely the best invitation I have gotten today. Let's do this. All right, foul omen. Roll a d4. 1 is a death pit, a shallow grave full of corpses which rise as zombies to the call of an unknown master. 2, the grisly hermit. What's behind door number 2? A ghast hiding from the terror below. He can be persuaded to reveal information that will aid in the fight against the ghoul dragon. 3, meals in the muck. Corpse crawlers pick off wandering undead for an easy meal. Or 4, light in the dark. A dead adventurer is holed up in a side chamber with some loot. But what killed him?
Ooh.
I don't think whoever wrote this knows what an omen is.
Also, like the foul omen, meals in the muck, corpse crawlers, they pick off wandering undead. Like at the beginning, it said like, oh, the undead that are in here, most of them will not attack you on sight. They're just doing like what undead do. So like until you attack them or do something that sets them off, like they won't come after you. But like meals in the muck doesn't seem that foul because the corpse crawlers are eating undead things. So if you have no undead things, they're just like. It's kind of like in later seasons of The Walking Dead where the survivors will like cover themselves in viscera and the zombies can't smell them, so they think that they're alive. But these are like you're just walking in a horde of zombies and you're watching them get like picked off one by one until it's just you and you're fine. And I'm like, I mean, it's scary, but like there's no threat to you unless you're also undead.
I mean, unless you're using said murdered person like to find your way, it doesn't really affect you.
This is just like maybe if there's a rogue in the party, they're probably gonna like take bets on which zombies get eaten first.
Oh my god. You could have your own little sport. If there's other adventuring parties, start taking bets. Get a bookie.
I like this. See, this is how you make it better. That's what we're here for.
It's like the early part of like Dungeon Meshi where they're like in one of the uppermost chambers and there's like an entire like marketplace and people like trading for goods and stuff. That's like where you set up shop. You're like, okay, we're gonna release these 4 undead and just like place your bets now.
They have like I was gonna say they have like alarm bells on them, but no, there's an artificer in there, and he's done he's applied a sound effect to a item, and it's like stuck in them, so whenever they get grabbed and they touch something, the sound effect goes off, and like that's how you know your zombie got eaten.
Mm-hmm.
We just made a new gambling sport. That's how good at this we are.
You could find this because people have been getting kidnapped. And so, like, your party goes out to find out what's happening to the kidnapped people, and it turns out they're kidnapping them to kill them to turn them into undead for this gambling ring.
I love this. Somebody's working with the ghoul dragon. He just wants a bigger and bigger army. I need people. Bring me people. Ask people if anyone would care if they died. And they'll be like, "What? Just do it. Don't worry about it. Just do it." They went back to just Nezkrithweek instead of Nezi.
Yeah, can we just call it Nezzy?
Yeah, he's just Nezzy from now on. We're familiar with this ghoul dragon. Ooh. Oh, I see what you did there. What if you throw a were-rat in there?
What?
So I don't give an ass's rats. What about a were-rat?
Or a rat of unusual size.
Yes. Always. every time. So basically they're saying you should, they had said before that you should make your players go through multiple foul omens before they make it to the lair, but like you could just pick and choose. You can roll on the table. It's all up to you guys. However you want to
There's
run.
only 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like you can
how many
choose other
pits of
things.
zombies you can make them? Yeah.
I would think there's got to be a room that's just got like, oh no, what is it? Ghoul red ones? I think so. Like just the ones with the super. There's just a room full of like super aggressive undead. That should be a foul omen. That's the easiest one.
How about some actual foul omens? How about some things like spectral ravens diving at your face, or like, the eerie notes of a crying child ahead of you down a dark, like pathway. Like,
yes.
Something actually ominous.
Did you just say this is a Skaven house? Absolutely not. Take your giant rat man out of here. They are only there for fodder. How dare you?
I do not understand what's going on here.
Skaven are the rat folk from Warhammer.
Okay.
They're basically just like the most cannon fodder. I mean, some of them have big guns, but for the most part, it's just like anthropomorphic rats with like pitchforks, and just thousands of them descend upon you.
Sounds like my neighbors in the place I used to live.
I'm sorry. So there's a death pit. I don't. Does this mean this is the easy omen, or do they mean this is the easy? It's the only one that has a thingy, doesn't it? Oh no, okay. Meals in the Muck has medium, but Light in the Dark and the other one have no. Again, I'm not here to be mean. I'm not gonna shit on anybody, but like, if you could just like when you complete a supplement or whatever, if you just reread it one time after you were done, I would.
Like 3 or 4 days later.
I would so much appreciate it. Like it's not this. I'm trying to read through a prehistoric creature supplement. It's just all dinosaurs, and like some of it I have to read like 17 times in a row before I'm like, what does this mean in English? Like, and a lot of it is copy pasted. So I'm like, oh, he just took the original paragraph that made no sense and pasted it in here and then added a new word. And I'm like, just if you could just read through it one time, that'd be fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, just come on. At this point, I'm like, yo, you could pay me and I'll just do that. Like, that could be a cool side gig. I'm just gonna read your supplement, okay? I'm gonna tell you. Could you just fix this, please? I'll fix it for you. I don't care. Please. Please. I'm tired of getting headaches. Okay? I'm tired. This one's not bad. Okay? There's only like a couple like wrong word choices and different spellings. This one's not bad. This is not giving me a headache. But the death pit is the easy foul omen. As you make your way through the labyrinthine cave, the earth under your feet suddenly crumbles and gives way, dumping you into a steep tunnel below. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you can have a lot of fun with this if you tell your player tumbles down the slope. The incline abruptly ends in open air as you careen toward a shallow pit strewn with corpses. I was trying to figure out why the death pit did bludgeoning damage, and I'm like, oh, because it's not filled with spikes, it's just filled with dead bodies.
Yeah.
Interesting. I take back what I said earlier. They made it sound like at the beginning, whenever your players make a check, just have it be DC 15, and I was like, listen, you can make your life so much easier if you just choose for a particular adventure to be like, oh, all the checks here are DC whatever. That way you don't have to do any new calculations or anything. Just give yourself an easy night or day or full 12 to 18-hour period. Just make it easy for yourself, okay? But no, they're all over the place here. I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay.
It's a good thought.
Yeah. 3d6 bludgeoning isn't so bad. You're supposed to be this particular adventure. They're expecting you to be 7th or 8th level. You could still survive that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
On a success, a character takes half that damage. It's not knocked prone, so you're still gonna get hurt. Not knocked prone and comes to a halt at the lip of the pit. Oh, so obviously the best way to do this is to have your players roll this in order to see who gets knocked down in the pit.
Yep. And which one comes in like Sam Gamgee and just knocks them all off at the end.
Yeah. I love this.
This has so much potential.
It does. This is a good trap. This is a good room trap. As you cough on the dust. Okay. As you cough on the dust thrown up by the rock slide, the putrid scent of rot assaults your nostrils. You reorient yourself as the party rekindles its light sources and see only horror. Bodies of humanoids, animals, and other creatures are strewn about this wretched pit in various states of decay. Outside the pit, a handful of tunnels lead away from this central chamber. A dreadful whisper in some primal tongue drifts through the cavern, its source unknown. Limbs contort, and rotten flesh jerks as the corpses begin to rise, hearkening to the call. Oh, I was when they said primal tongue, I wasn't expecting draconic, but okay.
It's a dragons. There.
True, they are old. Rise and join the feast, my friends. Oh, he's a nice guy. They just start walking and crawling towards the exits. Interesting.
Wait, they don't attack you? It's
nope.
Not a fight?
Not unless you piss them off.
Oh, okay.
Use your tongue
I guess that makes
skills.
it more of an omen then.
Gross. They're all rotting.
Use
you don't
your
want to give them tongue action.
Ugh.
That's how
I thought you were reading that from the
no.
supplement. I was like, what?
I've never heard of a zombie using dash, but these zombies, they really want to get out of here.
I'm also gonna say, if I'm in a pit full of variously decayed bodies and everyone's relighting their torches and stuff, I'm gonna make everybody roll to see if they explode.
Ooh. That is actually on the last season of one of the Walking Dead spin-offs. They have a guy who uses corpses to make methane, and he just starts using them as bombs.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic. My players would absolutely explode. Knowing my players, they'd probably like stick the torch inside one of the corpses. Boom. Oh, they're saying if a character in the pit attacks or a damaging area spell is used on the zombies, the GM can use mass attacks. So like as if they're a swarm for 3d6 plus 3 bludgeoning damage. I wouldn't say it's just one target. There's probably enough to have multiple swarms in there. But
yeah,
they don't have the health for the swarm here, which I would have put in. I'm not going to make my players blow up every zombie.
What was that, one D100 zombies?
Yeah, 1D100 zombies! I'm not going to lie, I 100% expected clubs to just show up when we said that.
Yep. I waited.
Zombies that escape into the tunnels head towards Nezi's lair. The horde splits off in different directions, but the party can follow them onward towards the lair, encountering more omens along the way. Oh, so you get to do the split, and you can split your party and then kill them one by one. Yay!
This sounds like a great use of everybody's game time.
Would you like to talk to us about the Grizzly Hermit?
Oh, I'd love to. It is hard to miss the trail left by many shuffling feet, paws, and hooves that have recently passed through these tunnels. The odor of mortified flesh weighs heavy in the stagnant air, and you occasionally notice mounds of mold and fungus slowly consuming old remains. Crack! The sharp splitting of dried bone shatters the silence of the caves from somewhere up ahead, followed by a short stream of rasping curses. "The only dried dust there is, never a juicy marrow for Isak, no." A wretched ghast named Isak has taken refuge, hiding from Nezi. See, we're not the only ones to call him Nezi. The gold dragon in the deeper recesses of the caves. Isak is terrified of the creature, but cannot find its way free of the dread caverns. He only manages to resist the dragon's influence through his periapt of intense focus. See sidebar. This also makes it difficult to communicate with the ghast unless the necklace is removed, willingly or by force.
Ain't nobody doing that. He's dying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, how's anyone going to figure that out?
True. They're just like, ooh, shiny.
Right. And second of all, like, yeah, so they're just going to try to kill it. Or you know, if you've got a cleric around to, like, turn undead or whatever. And then loot. Also, what's the other option? You figure it out, you take it off, and then what? You jog along beside him as he turns into just another shambling zombie? Like, how
also
is he
true. Yeah, like, he's only resisting the call because of that item.
Right.
Interesting.
So then what? You just do, like, the awkward adventurer jog next to him as he starts going towards the dragon?
Everyone's like, I hate escort missions. Sorry, you did this.
You took off the periapt. Is this the same section? Yeah, I guess so. You round a bend to find a gangly undead creature gnawing on a humanoid ribcage with bits of rotten flesh still clinging to it, the remainder of a corpse torn apart nearby. The creature's eyes go wide at your arrival, and it snarls defensively, clutching its meal and glancing toward another cave exit. "Leave poor Isak alone," it wails, voice far louder than necessary in the otherwise silent cave.
So he does, like, talk, but it's still weird.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, if the group tries to speak with Isak, he unconsciously clutches at his dangling amulet. A DC 10 Wisdom Insight check reveals that the creature is deaf.
Oh.
What?
How do you...
All charisma...
Huh?
Why would you do an insight check on a ghast?
But how would it, clutching the amulet, tell you that he's deaf?
I don't know. All charisma ability checks against Isak, except those using the Intimidate skill, have disadvantage. A successful DC 10 charisma check convinces the ghast to remove the periapt. Seriously?
He's dumb.
You only need a DC 10?
He's dumb. Oh. I just read the item description.
Can you enlighten us?
The periapt of intense focus. Wondrous item. Uncommon. A favorite of scholars who do not wish to be disturbed. This bronze charm dangles from a thick leather cord and depicts a pair of lips sealed with thread. That's terrifying. While wearing the necklace, you have advantage on all concentration checks, but you're deafened until you remove it.
Do you know how useful that would have been to me earlier in my life? Why do we live in a mundane plane?
We gotta get isekai'd, but I don't want to do it with Truck-kun. I'll do it some other way. Interesting. Again, I have no
Love the
idea how
idea.
this wisdom check is going to tell you that he's deaf. Maybe if you're like screaming at him and he's like trying to stare at your lips, like you got to workshop that one a little bit.
I feel like this is something. Okay, first of all, oh, he's right, so that he can. I'm like, why would he be wearing it in a silent cave? But because it's what's letting him. How did he get it? Like, this is something that somebody would wear like in a library or something. This is not something that like an adventurer is going to be carrying with them.
I guess you'd have to rule it as like, oh, one of the corpses from the nearby graveyard was a scholar, and they buried them with it.
They buried him with his periapt.
Yeah, and like maybe he started chewing on that dude's neck.
I have no idea. This thing is starting to lose coherence. Isik bemoans Nezi the terror below, which calls to him if he does not wear the charm. The guest ultimately wants a way out of the caverns and is willing to trade information for the promise of safe passage. He will not go deeper into the caves under any circumstance and will not willingly part with his necklace. Isik can relay the following information about Nezi. He calls the dead to feast upon their flesh, the more rotten the better. Okay, so many logical problems with that. He creates...
Bless you.
Sorry, guys. I didn't have time to flip up my mic.
It's okay. Bodily functions are real.
He creates servants like Isik that help gather the meals so he can grow and spawn. He can appear anytime and any place he wishes. He brings pestilence wherever he goes. If engaged in combat, Isik tries to paralyze the most dangerous melee combatant before fleeing into the tunnels. Okay. Hear me out. If you're a dragon, a ghoul dragon, that can appear anytime and any place you wish, and your average undead has more and more trouble moving, the more rotten they are, why would you not just show up wherever they are in the caves and eat them?
Oh. See, you are a normal person, and read, he calls the dead to feast upon their flesh. I just, in my head, read that as the dead are eating themselves in like a rotten Ouroboros. And I was like, I don't know what purpose that serves. Nope, yours makes way more sense.
I mean, I'm assuming also, I think that's a total misuse of what could have been a much cooler idea, like you said before, like he's trying to gather an undead army. Way, way cooler and potentially more far-reaching for your campaign, like, concept. Just like, hey, I like eating dead things, is that none of the rest of this needs to be a thing. If you just like eating undead, just go make your lair near a graveyard.
Yeah.
Like, what's with all the rigmarole?
He's technically somewhere, but like you could just set, he could have just set up. I know these tunnels are supposed to be next to a graveyard or what have you, but like he would have set up shop easier because he knows what he likes to eat is stupid.
Yeah, and like, okay, he brings pestilence wherever he goes, so he's going to be generating corpses. Just set up in an area near a graveyard and wait for your dinner to come to you.
Interesting. Okay, not what we would have gone for, but okay. You do you, Nezi, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to play with fire in here. Wait. Hold on. The tar pit is a wondrous item? So I could just carry a tar pit around? I don't think that's...
I think that's a copy-paste error.
No, I'm gonna use this. My character now can hold a 20-foot by 15-foot tall tunnel over their heads, and they can throw it on the floor.
Like a Bugs Bunny thing, you just like fold it up and put it in
Yeah.
your pocket.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, this is amazing. Love it.
And it's only uncommon.
Wow. I can carry a whole room with me. Oh my god.
Oh man.
I'm guessing this is supposed to be one of the, was Tar Pit one of the omens? No? Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
It's just there.
All right. Sure. We'll use a tar pit. Use a tar pit as a foul omen. A little weird that there's a room full of flammable tar in these tunnels that are, I don't know, in there for some reason. That other, the only way to make this make sense is if like there's burrowing creatures that after they're done they like shoot out tar. Like, I don't know.
Or if Nezzy had been there a really, really long time and it's basically like an oil pit from the things that
Ooh.
finished decaying there.
Okay.
That would have made sense too.
Yes, I agree. It was like skeletons are more fun because like you don't have upkeep. They don't get any worse at like their movement and what have you. They don't stink because there's no flesh.
Yeah.
I got to use a while
You
back.
can always play the xylophone.
Yes. I got to use a while back that shield I was telling you guys about a couple episodes ago that is like alive and wants someone to show it its strength. The god that it works
Shield
for.
be shield of shielding.
Yep. And you can only use one of your abilities. Remember, you can only use your shield of shielding once per turn. Okay. That shield, like the god that it is the minion of, I guess technically, even though it's a shield, or descendant of, I don't know. The people that worship him love to make art out of the undead, so I made like a skeleton art installation where all the people were like setting the skeletons up in positions as if they were like just going about their days. So like there was a tavern with a bunch of skeletons at it, and my players were like, do they move? And I'm like, why don't you go find out? And my players are like, these look like disturbingly real. And then my players were like, wait, is everything in this town made out of bones? And I'm like, no, you'll have to check it out. And then my players were like, all right, I have an idea. I'm going to mess up this art installation. I'm just going to knock over all the skeletons. And I was like,
oh no.
Okay, be my guest. And they like walked over to these two skeletons that looked like they were in the middle of having a drink. And they pushed one out of the chair, and as it was falling over, it grabbed one of their wrists, and they were like, oh no, they're actual skeletons!
Oh god.
But yes, there's a tar pit, and you could make this an omen, and it's extra difficult terrain. It costs 3 feet of movement for every 1 foot. You don't get stuck in there, and then you're gonna get burnt. Because you know your players are gonna drop their torches and what have you. Oh god, god, now everything's on fire.
Butterfingers.
Oh yes.
It's like, it's definitely one of those things that like, you're suddenly like, here's this completely normal thing that somebody is now drawing attention to, and now you forget how to do the simplest thing. Like, hold your torch.
Every time. My fingers don't work. Help me. And now everything's on fire.
How do I do this and like 4 other things at the same time most of the time?
But hear me out. If your players are real I don't want to say ingenious, but if they're good at using the environment, I'd let them like sort of stick their weapon down in the tar, then later on light it on fire and stab somebody. But again, the worst kind of zombie is a zombie that's on fire, because zombies don't feel pain.
Mm. Yeah, now you just have something flaming trying to eat you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're enjoying that way too much.
So there's meals in the muck. This is a medium omen, I guess that's what that's supposed to signify. Oh, we're also like halfway through this, so I think it's time to change to the maybe battle music.
This is also a perfect time, apropos of nothing, to do the ad.
Yeah!
Yeah. Oh, this feels so wrong doing it without Shin. But everybody that is on here listening now, if you are enjoying what you are listening to and what your eyeballs are currently bathing in, please do us a favor, and if you have money, hit the buttons that give Okami money. There's Twitch, there's YouTube, there's Patreon, there's other things. There are lots of links.
So many links.
So and our Redbubble shop. That's a thing.
Yeah!
Which I finally bought one of those little stylus pen things to do like proper art with, so there will be some art on there that's like actual art and not AI generated eventually.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Redbubble, lots of things, fun things. If you don't have money but wish you did, there's a free tier on the Patreon.
Come on.
And there you can just like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff, and share us with your friends so that you can stay out of the demi-plane of sludge and spread us like the happy disease that we are.
Avoid it. It's gooey and gross. And AWAS, as of this afternoon, you know already, something, keep away from the plants. You've got something on the way to you that will make it so that the plants stop talking just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And you don't even need a periapt of intense focus.
You don't. And if any of you do happen to get a pillow from the Redbubble shop, I'm going to find it eventually. Blah, blah, blah. It's probably at the bottom somewhere, of course. The zipper along the bottom does, in fact, go to the edge of the pillow. You just have to snip the extra threads because they sewed it shut for some reason. I don't know if that was just the pillow that I got or if that's all of them. I'm going to assume it's all of them.
I think it is all of them, because I have also bought a Redbubble pillow cover before and had the same problem.
And it also took me, it actually took me 3 people to get the pillow in the pillowcase.
Okay, that part I don't understand. I did that myself.
It was rough.
It's not that big a pillow. How did you even fit 3 people around it?
It was hard. To be fair, one of them was supervising until we were like, no, just put your hands here and don't move them. How about that? We got it in there. I'm excited to give. It's gonna be a while before I can give it to him, but it was. I specifically brought up the barbarian one because that's what I got. Our group's barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be his D&D birthday present because he's always sleeping. That's what it felt like we needed. But there's some...
A sleepy barbarian?
Yeah, we have a very sleepy barbarian. He takes nappy naps in between, like, everything that happens in game. And, like, it's not just D&D. It's anything we do. The Laundry King will just get up and take a nap every once in a while. It's just who he is as a person. But we've got some meals in the muck. This is medium. We're assuming they mean it's a foul omen that's medium difficulty. But that tells me there's no hard difficulty foul omen. That's not fun. You feel a slight tremor run through the ground, and the sounds of grunting and chittering combat echo from up ahead. What? The familiar scent of death is now mixed with the acrid odor of pitch, the air quickly growing unbearably humid. Ahead, you discover a cohort of undead, including a couple that must have been small giants. What? One of the larger creatures and several human-sized ones have become stuck in a bubbling tar pit. Well, oh, that's why the tar pit's here. Gotcha.
Mm.
While a carrion eater tugs at the large undead with its tentacles. The pit spans the width of the main tunnel, but a couple smaller channels split off to one side, apparently where the scavenger wants to take its meal. Okay, again, maybe choose where to put your extra bubbles in a little better.
Mm.
Sometimes you need a little bit of ordering. You could mold Earth a nicer opening for sure. But there are 3 zombies and 1 ogre zombie. Everybody loves ogres. Like, you could make anything a zombie, but everyone loves the idea of an ogre zombie, and I don't know why. Everybody's got ogre zombies. Like, what? There are other things that die, but the ogre zombie is being attacked by a cadaver crawler. 2 more zombies and another ogre zombie stand at the edge of the pit closest to the party. If the characters were not stealthy, these undead turn and attack the party finally. At the start of the second round of combat, 2 more cadaver crawlers emerge from the side tunnel close to the party and attack the nearest creatures. Any undead who are not being attacked attempt to move through the tar and continue down the tunnel. They really have 0 self-preservation instinct. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what a cadaver crawler does. So I'm going to find out.
Alright. Just happen to have the monster manual here.
Oh, I was going to say, isn't it a carrion crawler?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. Oh, this is a new carrion crawler. Whatever. I'll let it go.
Oh, is there one called a...
Oh! They're the... Okay.
Mm.
They have the paralyzing tentacles. Okay.
Gross.
Hmm. Oh! Is it? Is it a dex save? No, it's con. Oh, that must be... Wait, was the original carrion crawler make you do... Did it make you do dex saves? Interesting. Hold on. Hold on. Give me that legacy, baby. Oh. Nope. That's always been con. Someone said it was a dex save, and that means you can't save again because you'll fail. Nope, it's always been con. Interesting. But they do have spider climb, so they can climb up on the ceilings and stuff, which I guess makes sense because they're like up on the ceiling, not touching the tar. They're just trying to bite people's heads off. And if you want to go typical zombie lore, if you bite their heads off, they're done. Yeah, just set this whole room on fire. Like, you're not in the tar yet, so you can just burn everything. Presumably. Some of your players probably walked into the tar. Because they don't listen, but you don't need to do that. Oh, whoops. I see what I did there. I did turn on the monitor, but it is a lower... How'd you roll 2 10s in a row? You're so average. I'll never say that to you again. You are anything but average, AWAS. That could never happen. No one will ever call you average. Would you like to take Light in the Dark, DM Lacara?
Perhaps your eyes are playing tricks on you, but you could swear there's a tiny flickering of violet light far off down a narrow passage. When you look a bit more closely, you realize that the light is not distant at all. It's just coming through a small crack in the stone wall of a dead end. Peering through the small gap, you see a torch alight with purple flames, because that's normal, just laying on the floor of the small enclosed chamber beyond. Just at the edge of your sight, you also notice an armored boot protruding from beneath a cloak. If the party tries to call out, there's no response from beyond the wall. How dumb is your party if they're calling out like, "Hey, buddy, in there? You okay?" in the middle of this place? A DC 13 intelligence, investigation, or Mason's tools check reveals that the cracked wall is actually a collapsed section of the tunnel. The cave-in happened fairly recently, a matter of months or a year at most. How do you need a DC 13 check with Mason's tools to notice that a section of the tunnel collapsed?
I don't know if I consider a year recently in the case of cave-ins, but okay.
It would take one character roughly 8 hours to clear a safe path through, but each additional character would reduce the work time by half. That's not how math works.
Interesting. Fireball the wall. Like, no player's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna gently take this down. Nah.
Mold Earth.
Yep.
Each participating character must make a DC 14 check, strength check, or any ability check deemed appropriate by the GM. Intimidation. Creatures who fail take 2d6 bludgeoning damage from falling, debris, or other mishaps. Failing the check by 5 or more also results in a cave-in, burying the character in the rubble. They are suffocating until freed, requiring a successful DC 20 strength check and 1 minute of digging.
Oh. That's the hardest thing in the whole thing. In the whole supplement.
Also, like, everybody can hold their breath for at least a minute.
Yep.
Right? So
30 seconds by default. If for some reason you have a negative modifier to con. Do not make con your dump stat. God damn it. I immediately checked the stream to see if Grimbo was in there. He knows. I know he feels it in his bones.
Okay. When you finally clear a path through the collapsed tunnel, you find yourselves among the remains of an old campsite. Withered, half-burned logs are scattered about. The cloak, boot, and torch belong to a decayed elven warrior. There's no other exit from the small chamber. Medicine check reveals that the elf's decay is not wholly natural. Large necrotic wounds cover her chest and back. The insignia of Elendeid, elven goddess of valor, or a similar deity, is emblazoned upon a still serviceable shield. Her cloak of elvenkind and violet ever-burning torch are the only other pieces of useful equipment.
I don't
Purple
know.
torch is not that helpful. It doesn't illuminate much.
I feel like it's racist that she just has to have a cloak of elvenkind because she's elvenkind.
Well, doesn't... I mean, if you're an elf, it's just a cloak, basically, right?
True.
Like,
True.
doesn't the cloak of elvenkind, like...
True.
Yeah.
You've got me there. True.
I think it's incredibly pointless that she's wearing a cloak of elvenkind. The tattered journal has a few lines of barely legible elven script. Are you saying that because she's a warrior, she didn't know how to write?
Could be.
It's possible to make out the following scraps of information about her final quest. Tracked the monster to the caves, but got lost. The ghouls were easy enough to destroy, but my blade seems to pass right through the dread Alandaid's power is somehow stifled. Called upon her light, was consumed by fear. Escaped yet more. Sealed myself in for now. Should be safe to rest and recover my strength. Alandaid preserve me.
I mean, you're still there, so preserved. Also, look, 4 little things. what a normal player and GM interaction should be when someone's like, let me read this diary, instead of, I need you to fucking tell me exactly what this elf wrote for the last 400 years, each and every day. No. No.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you some of my like old, most technical textbooks, and the next time you just keep them in a stack. And the next time one of your players asks you for that, just crack one open and start reading.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Yes, yes, 100% yes. I'm gonna read them. I just figured out I had this in my. I didn't realize I had this in my Google Drive when I went to send you that the Obajima beta earlier.
Oh yeah.
I saw at the
I started
top
reading that. It's making me very happy.
of my Google Drive. I have the the Bluetooth LE audio book that they put out to teach you how Bluetooth LE audio works, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna open that shit up next time someone's like, oh yeah, read what's in this book.
Yep. We need to just get you the most boring stuff possible.
Yo, bugbears would be on the cover of every romantasy novel. I 100% am with you on that. It would always be them. With their long ass arms too. Oh my god, they could hold so much person. Uh, uh, uh. 100% with you on that. 100% with you. But I mean, at least you get free stuff potentially. If I'm sure your players are not going to be like, I'm going to spend the next. Well, I guess he's hoping that if all of your players get it on it, then it's only a half hour of work. If there's 5 of you.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even then, I'm sure my players are not going to be like, we don't have time. We don't have that kind of time. My players are going to be like, I'm gonna fireball the wall 5 times.
They have the spell slots for that.
No, you're right. I think DM Bacon can do it twice or 3 times. They don't have a wand of fireball, but they have a wand of cold orb instead of fiery orb that they made, which I guess is not exactly the same, but you could probably freeze some of the wall and then try to punch it, I guess. I'm trying to think what other fire things they have. No, a wand of pyrotechnics wouldn't work.
Mm.
Yeah. Now we're into the lair. Nezzy's lair. I'm not reading that whole that it's not happening no more. Even the ghast is like, nah.
Yeah.
You can feel a definite shift in the energy of the cavern. Something draws close, or you draw close to it. Half-consumed corpses of all types are now a common occurrence as you pass through the tunnels. Horrendous black flies, as large as your hand, lend a constant thrum to the air. That's disgusting. Earlier, you didn't believe the odor of death could get any worse. You were wrong. Each breath threatens to throw you into a fit of racking coughs. Among the drone of flies, you think you catch whispers dancing at the edge of hearing. But even when you stop to listen more intently, you can't be sure you heard anything at all. And if your DM doesn't hit you with the Flanders on that, nothing at all, nothing at all. They're not playing right. Party has entered the lair of Nezzy, the young ghoul dragon. See page 9. In this region of the Dread Caverns, death is so omnipresent that it will gradually take its toll on any who spend time here. Ooh. All living creatures must succeed on a DC 10 con save or suffer 1 level of exhaustion. This saving throw must be repeated, increasing the DC by 1 every hour the creature remains in the area. Interesting. So that's like his full, this is where I live, Demesne ability. Cool. At last, you emerge into a large cavern with a tall ceiling, dozens of tunnel mouths, and many outcroppings that jut out overhead. A moat filled with tar encircles a central island that is stacked with piles of corpses, some 20 feet tall. A single natural bridge is the only way to the chamber's center, though it is packed with the walking dead who plod toward the ominous figure at the heart of this wretched place. A dragon unlike any you've ever seen! Its entire body is awash in pale green light, glowing from within, and its wings flicker as if made of sickly flame. It's even difficult to tell if the creature is solid all the way through. It locks eyes with you. A shiver runs down your spine. It looses a stream of whispers in its native tongue. The undead immediately stand completely still. A few heartbeats pass. And then they march toward you! It's unlikely the party has the power to withstand such a horde of undead. They better not. But the majority won't give chase. If necessary, use tooth and nail. That's what they had before for the group. If the GM wishes to increase the tension, sending small packs of ghouls to harry the party in the tunnels will do just that. The central island spans 80 feet in diameter, the moat's 15 feet wide, sees tar pit, and the ceiling tower is 100 feet overhead. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, good. It's got a what he will do thing too. Excellent. That's what I like. Would you like to take the GM note and some more stuff after that?
Sure. This combat is meant to feel intense, where the party is forced to fight Nezzy in his ideal hunting ground, likely while on the run. This lends itself to a theater of the mind style of combat, since tracking the exact positions of characters and monsters would become tedious and require a massive map. However, it may be a good idea to have a few cave and tunnel maps to have the party skirmish in different locales throughout the caves. The GM may even grant the party a short reprieve as the dragon stalks them, though if they opt to rest for too long, they risk further exhaustion. Wait, so...
He's dead. Like, he's never gonna tire.
Yeah, but also, like, it doesn't really state, like, at what point the lair effect comes into play, or doesn't?
Every hour. But it only says when they stay in the main room. So if you, like... My party would
That's what I
100%
mean.
do this. They would be like, oh, 59 minutes are up, we're gonna leave. 100% my players would do that.
Yeah.
Pains in the asses.
That's a little... Nezzy gets his own box.
Yay, motivation!
He has been drawing the dead to him in order to feast and continue his growth. He will soon have consumed enough necrotic flesh to increase in size and stature to a full adult.
Oh.
After that, he'll finally be able to produce a brood that will spread throughout the lands.
Oh! Wait. He?
By himself?
This guy's a modern marvel!
Mrs. Nezzy? Tactics. The ghoul dragon uses its minions to force the party to retreat into the tunnels, where he can use his incorporeal movement and putrid breath to maximum advantage. Nezzy will fade in and out through the tunnel walls to strike at the party.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do they even hide then? Like,
they don't. This is exactly what happened to my players when they went into Wave Echo Cave and they were fighting the... Oh, what is he? The white, I think he is. And my players were like, oh, we're going to go into his room. We're going to read his books. And I was like, what? They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to read every one of his books on the shelf. And so Grimjack was reading a book, and I just had the white reach through the wall and start choking him. And he was like, oh, but I'm safe in here. I was like, he's a ghost. Walls don't mean anything to him.
Since he wishes to consume his zombie ranks, he doesn't allow them to pursue the party into the tunnels where they might be destroyed. Instead, he commands them to remain in the central lair chamber while his ghoul servants herd the party. Should the party somehow destroy the corpse piles on the central island, however, this sends Nezzy into a rage. He will fight the party directly, foregoing the defense of his guerrilla tactics. Why would the party destroy corpse piles on the central island?
Are we?
Also, what central island?
I think they mean like where he, because they said like he's in the middle of a moat. But like,
Uh,
eh, eh, first of all, it's a dude. My players are not gonna. True, life does find a way. This is what Jurassic Park has taught us. But I, I, how are they gonna know he needs to eat in order to make babies unless you like foreshadow that some other way?
yeah,
Are his eggs gonna be incorporeal?
you better hope not.
How does this even work?
How does he lay eggs?
I'm
And also, why does he have humanoid legs and what looks like a boot in the drawing?
uh, not true. Maybe he's just choosing to be masked, and he has female parts. Maybe I don't know. I like that they give his stat block at the bottom. And they're like, oh, this is what you can do after you've killed him, but they haven't given you a stat block yet. I get like just choose where to like place things better. This goes to everybody. Make it make sense. So yeah, there are further adventures, even though we don't know what Nezzy can do yet. If they do kill him, though, before you know what he can do, there still remains the mystery of where he came from. Perhaps an insane necromancer's experiment had gone wrong, but now the mage works to correct their mistake with further experimentation. Oh, that's not where I thought that was going at all. I thought it was going to be there's a mad scientist, now you gotta go kill him. And instead it's, oh, I'm gonna bring him back to life or something. Or this terrible dragon could have been spawned from the fiendish plains. Okay, a seed of chaos and destruction heralding some greater evil. Also the possibility the party is forced to retreat from Nezzy's lair or even the dread caverns themselves. This would likely give the ghoul dragon enough time to grow even more powerful and start spreading its spawn. A much larger threat to the region. Bum bum bum. Also, they gave him like I thought this was like I don't know spectral fire or something at first. This is like a venom tongue. I love that.
Yeah, it is. I I think this would be cooler if like you were like, are the eggs even corporeal? If they're not, and like he's already in however that would happen, the eggs already exist, and the party cannot touch or move them.
Mm.
Like, so that, like, yeah, okay, congratulations, you killed the dragon. But now there's these creepily glowing eggs here that you can't touch.
Like, do you have how do you like that's a whole campaign right there?
Yep.
How do we fix this? How do we get rid of this? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
It's a ticking time bomb. Yeah, they have to go back and check on them every so often.
Yeah, you can't even like I was gonna say, oh, maybe your party opts to destroy the entrances to the caves. They're ghosts. They're gonna come out.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to orbital strike it. Essence of orbital laser. Well, here's Nezzy's stat block. Okay. Yeah. He's a large undead. He's supposed to be young. Um, so potentially he'll get more powerful if he becomes an adult, like considerably more powerful. He's challenge 11. Uh, I'm pretty sure young dragons are like 5 normally, and then adults are like 13 to 15. So he's pretty powerful for being young. But young would also place him. I have a thingy here. Uh, uh, age. What are they? Age chart dragons. I don't know where the heck it is. He's young, so he's less than 100, or potentially he died when he was less than 100. That's because he could technically be more than that.
I'm saying like 7 to 9. Oh, young red dragon's 10. Sierra 10.
Oh, damn. Never mind. He is all up in there then.
Yeah, they range a bit. Or like 10 to 15 for the adults. I've got to say, I'm very, very surprised that he's not immune to non-magical attacks.
Oh. And he only has resistance to necrotic damage. He's like made of necrotic damage.
Yeah.
He's only immune to poison? Interesting. Yes. Yes. He has dark vision, surprising no one. I'm surprised he only has climb of 30 feet. I'd just put that up to 40. He's not climbing anywhere. He's flying. He also doesn't have hover. How's he gonna get knocked down? He's a ghost.
Stop making sense.
He's got incorporeal movement. Sure, that makes sense. He's a ghost. But then he has turn defiance. My brain did not process what that was, and I was like, oh, like if someone tries to turn undead. Okay.
That makes sense.
Is he I thought he was a ghoul dragon because he's like a ghost. He's a ghoul dragon because he controls ghouls. But like, doesn't he want to eat them too? So wouldn't he just be like, ghouls, come to my mouth? Like,
I mean, isn't that kind of what he's doing?
Kind of, but they're like, oh yeah, he'll send out the ghouls. They're still undead.
Yeah, look.
It's whatever.
This doesn't make sense.
Take what we can get. Oh, he doesn't even deal necrotic damage. He deals poison damage. Why? Brother, you're dead. Brother, did anyone tell you you're dead? He makes 3 Shadow Maul attacks. It's 3d10 plus 5. His claws deal necrotic damage, but his breath doesn't? That just seems weird.
Yeah, it does.
What does it give you? Oh, you'll become poisoned by it. Oh, maybe he started as a purple. That's true. We don't know what he started as.
Wait, what's a purple dragon?
Hold on. That one I can tell you. Purple dragon is... purple dragons are the ones that are in the... Oh! A real purple dragon. Stop that. Because now they have deep worms, which are the stupidest looking creature I've ever seen in my life. But they're supposed to be the dragons from the Underdark.
Ew.
They're supposed to look like this, but according to Fizzbonds, we don't have those anymore. We instead have these stupid... Come here. Show me. Yep, that's fine. Look at him. What is that? He's got like a fish head.
Oh my god.
I ain't scared of that. I feel bad for it.
Wow. It looks blind, and it also has
It
no
is in
teeth.
fact blind. And he can spit spores, but also he uses nightmare breath, and it deals psychic damage. I hate that we chose this guy instead of purple dragons, who are like cool and
Yeah.
have like story and what have you. He is grasping for air. He's like a fish. Ugly. Just ugh. Just ugh.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's pretty awful.
Hate him. I hate him. But yeah, it could have been a real purple dragon. Um, okay, so that's all he has for actions. He doesn't have any reactions, like any special reactions or any bonus actions, but he does have lair actions. Okay. If you guys don't know what lair actions are, I have a whole video on this topic about legendary and lair actions, so you can go watch that. If you watch this video a little bit later, there will be a card that pops up, probably like right about now, that will take you onto legendary and lair actions. But basically, you put a lair action in for some creature that you're going to fight, where you're in their home turf. And yes, it should be like, oh, this is their home turf, so they can do a thing. But it is also, in the same regard as legendary actions, a way to sort of even out action economy. Because you're probably 4 or 5 players, and you're beating on this one thing. So give it a lair action. Now there's another turn, essentially, that it gets to take or benefit from. Not all lair actions have to be damaging. Some of them actually change the environment just to suit the creature better. But this guy has 3 lair actions. Would you like to read them, DM Lacara?
Sure. On initiative count 20, losing initiative ties, the dragon takes a lair action to cause one of the following effects. The dragon can't use the same effect 2 rounds in a row. So the first one is Phantom. The dragon temporarily phases between the material and ethereal planes. While in this state, it gains resistance to all damage except force damage, and may use its reaction when it would take any damage to gain immunity to that damage instead. These effects end once a new lair action comes into effect. Ghoul Pile.
I love that name. I'm going to use it. That could also be a band.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. A tremor shakes loose a heap of corpses that the dragon had stashed away for the future. The corpses fall in a 30-foot cube within 60 feet of the dragon. Each creature in the area must make a DC 15 dex saving throw, or it takes 4d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. The area becomes difficult terrain, and 2 ghouls emerge from the pile under the control of the ghoul dragon. Or return undead. Foul air carries the forlorn whispers of the dragon's victims. Each living creature within 120 feet of the dragon must make a DC 15 Wiz saving throw or is frightened for 1 minute. While frightened, a creature must take the dash action and move away from the dragon, blah blah blah. You know, run away, unless you can't. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight to the dragon, it can make a wisdom saving throw, and on a success, the effect ends. This lair action triggers immediately if the ghoul dragon succeeds on a saving throw against an effect that turns undead.
You know,
So would that mean that, like, then the next time it couldn't use it? Like, if it triggers involuntarily, does that...
True. I don't know. I guess that's up to the DM to decide. Okay, the ghoul pile ability, at first I was like to be I want to make words one day. I was like, oh, does he just like smack one of those piles at people? But then I was like, it falls on them. So does he have like stalactites on the ceiling that are like shish kebab zombies, and he like stomps his foot and they fall down?
Oh. Gross.
I almost bought some Dino Nuggies today. I will not lie to any of you. I was strongly considering it. I was like, oh, I haven't had Dino Nuggies in so long. Actually, no, I had Dino Nuggies a couple months ago. My sister bought Dino Nuggies. I want some Dino Nuggies. I want some dragon Nuggies. Okay, so this ability, the first one, the Phantom, phases between the material and ethereal planes. I was thinking originally like, oh, if Nezzy happens to have a brood, um, would you have to go to like the ethereal plane to mess with them? And then I was like, no, you probably wouldn't be able to touch them there either.
I mean, it would be a really smart, like, evolution thing. Like,
True.
lay your eggs where nobody can touch them.
Mm-hmm. They can be seen, but they cannot be touched. No touchies. But yeah.
Which anyone who's ever had a child and had, like, when you were pregnant, had everybody trying to touch your belly appreciates.
Ooh, I have been hearing more and more. Like that was such, it's such like a societally acceptable thing when we were growing up, and now that people have like bodily autonomy and they're not afraid to use it, they're like, why would you touch me? And I'm like, this makes so much more sense.
I think it's because, like, there's so much less community now.
Oh, that could
Like
be too.
before, like, yeah, if you were, like, wandering around your town, it was your town. Chances were you knew most of the people who were coming up trying to touch your belly.
True.
That's totally different from, like, now where it's like you go to a store or something and it's full of strangers and somebody walks up to you and is, like, trying to touch your belly and you're like, "I will punch you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Fist, are you gonna
how did
run? Actually, no. The question should be, Fist, do you want to run a deep dragon now since they're covered in spores? Or you want to kill a deep dragon, don't you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, but you were saying?
No. I think I was just questioning how we got onto that, but then I remembered the incorporeal eggs.
Yeah. It's I haven't made minis for dragon eggs, but the dragon eye dice that we got, um, the dice box they come in is a dragon's egg, and I was like, yo, I could
Mhm.
use those. Like I could just borrow my friends' eggs if we ever needed to have dragon eggs, so that they could like hold on to them. That would be cool. I did. I used modeling clay when my players ran into the fire phase spider and the cave spider. I used modeling clay to make clutches of eggs. And they were like, you are a psychopath. Why would you make them real? And I was like, well, now you know which ones you're going to have to get rid of if you want to get rid of them eggs. Well, that was actually pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. I made the adiposes and I made those spider eggs out of the same modeling clay.
Adiposes.
They're so fun.
I love
Every
those.
once in a while, Grimjack has a bunch of adiposes in his bag of holding. And every once in a while, he'll reach in there to get something out, and he'll pull out an adipose, and we'll be like, "Ah, my friend!" And he'll be like, "Nope, get back in there," because they don't breathe. I'm free. No, you're not. Get back in there.
Oh.
There's so many of them. It's so they used to help out in his library, so there's tons of them. And by help out, I mean like as long as you don't feed them, because the way that I had them running was the more you feed them, the bigger they get, and then they can all merge together into like one super adipose. And so when the library disappeared, some of them got loose and kids were feeding them. So there was like there was a giant adipose in town that was accidentally breaking things, just trying to get more food. And the kids were like, "No, he's our best friend!" And then he was like, "Roar!" And he would bust through the roof like the Kool-Aid Man. And that's how I run adiposes. Yay!
Wow.
They're also fun to make because like the modeling clay you can draw on, so each of them have a distinct facial expression. They're cute.
I wonder how many other people like think of that with all the creepy new weight loss drugs.
Ooh.
It's like that would definitely be the first thing that I was checking.
You just gave me an idea for the next show and tell. I'm gonna show you guys my adipose.
They were so cute.
I made these. But yeah, we made it through an adventure, which means it's time to do the poll for next week's topic. Okay, I'm putting the poll out, and I have been talking to DM Shin on the side, and he did say this last time because I thought all of August was us during this time block or time slot playing. Oh, did he put Dungeon Mommy in the Cardna server?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That was he was like, who else? And I forgot about Dungeon Mommy. And I just realized now my memory was jogged. But yeah, he's got the Cardna server up and running. Sure. If not, I'll pop her in a second. I thought that we were going to play during this time slot, but that's not his intention. So, I'm going to go through as normal, and then we'll figure out how to play. He may be the one streaming and or recording the sessions. And if that's the case, they won't be during this time slot. So, I'm going to run the polls as normal. Where's the poll? Here we go. For next week's topic, if you don't know how this works, we're going to run a poll for 24 hours, like starting from when the stream ends. If you want to vote in the poll, wow. Okay, cool. If you want to vote in the poll and you're on YouTube, you can just pop it in the chat. If it's within the 24 hours after the stream ends and you're watching the VOD, you can still pop it in the chat. You can come to the Discord, leave your vote in Tabletop Strangletop. If you're on Twitch, though, we are basically done. We made it through an adventure. We're doing good. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on Twitch, I'm going to run a poll specific in here. Or not specific, you know what I mean. In Twitch chat, it is an actual poll that you can vote in for the next 10 minutes because Twitch gets real weird with polls, and it's incredibly difficult for me to find the information after a poll ends, and like it'll just die if I end the stream while it's still going. So yeah, we run it for 10 minutes, but if you don't get in on this poll, again, you can just come on Discord, leave your vote there. You can leave your... What is happening? Oh, there's an update to my word processor. Okay, cool. I don't care. You get out of my way. Sure, whatever. I will deal with that later. But the poll's running now. If you need a little help on what the topics are, homework is a supplement that will take us more than one stream to finish. Maps are maps. That one's pretty simple. One-shot supplements are supplements that'll only take us one stream to finish. And when I say supplements, I mean like something like it could be an adventure or it could be like a little bit of a campaign setting or something like that. But we'll never have a set of topic. We'll never have a topic that goes more than 5 streams ever again. We learned our lesson with the Empowered. 7 is too many. Show and tell is anything that we've made or used that we want to show off to the public. Sometimes you guys get free stuff as well. Most of the time you get free stuff because we've only done show and tell twice, and you guys have gotten free stuff every time. And the last one's homebrew spells. That one's pretty self-explanatory. Whoa, there's like a million check for updates dialogues. Go away. Not right now, thank you. Ooh, I got a message from DM Bacon. Oh. Oh. Ooh, okay, cool. So, at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how Dex was in here. Dex is currently guest starring in my campaign, and we were talking about how he doesn't necessarily need to stress about being there for the next session because it's very story related to Valley of Egeria, but she's in the UK now. So instead, we're going to side quest. And we're I'm going to take DM Bacon on a quest, a job from his patron, because the bargain that he made with his patron was that his character is on call 24/7 every
Oof.
day. Whenever she's needed, she will be summoned. And so I said to him I was talking to him like a month or two ago, and I was like, hey, so you know how like your bargain is that you can be on call anytime? You want to be on call anytime? And he goes, listen, you got to do what you got to do. And I was like, all right. So instead, I'm going to suck him out, which is very bad for the party because they are in the Frostfell, and his character is a fire genasi and basically only uses fire spells. And that means she'll probably be gone
They're cold.
for this big battle that they have coming up soon, which is not good for them. But it could mean that he's the only survivor of the TPK.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, suck him off. Oh, fists never change. He actually just sent me. So what I needed from DM Bacon is his character's gonna get sucked off and end up doing this job, but they're gonna meet a bunch of other people who are there also doing that job. Most will be warlocks, but there'll also be other people there because the dwarves of Gonalgrim underneath Brunor Battlehammer are going to be there doing their jobs because they also have a deal with the Dawn Titan. So I was like, yo, can you send me your subclass? Because when Dan Bacon decided he was going to be a warlock, he did like 3 weeks worth of research and went through like every warlock subclass ever. And then in very DM Shin fashion, made this humongous spreadsheet that was color coded and did calculations and stuff and was like, I want to take the best leveled ability of any fire related warlock subclass that has ever happened. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, it's doing all the calculations for me, so like I'm just gonna build it. And I was like, cool, 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 cool. Can I have that? And he was like, uh, maybe. And what he sent me before was screenshots of all the pages because since he's using the best whatevers from all different things, D&D Beyond's like, yo, this is too close to Wizards of the Coast material. I can't let you share this. So he has to send it to me in screenshots. And I'm like, so I gotta build it myself.
What a pain.
Either that or so even if you can't, if you happen to use D&D Beyond, even if you can't share something, like it won't let you share to the public, if you build something yourself and you have a master tier subscription, question mark, I think it's master tier. If you are running a game and other people are inside of your campaign, they can see everything you've ever made. But he doesn't have the big subscription anymore because he doesn't really use D&D Beyond like he used to. So I can't see it. I was like, oh man. He was like, oh yeah, I canceled that subscription. I was like, of course you did. Now that I need it. Damn it. Now I gotta work. Ugh. But yeah, the idea is that I'm gonna take his character over, which is gonna make the rest. Even Dex was joking about this, that his character is gonna get experience for whatever they do if they live, and the other players are not because none of them are gonna be playing their own characters, which is gonna piss them off, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, you guys can go on your own side quests. You just choose not to 99.999% of the time. But yeah, I'll be building that soon. Ooh, spells. They are, yeah, yeah. We'll see about next session. There might be some deaths. Um, They're gonna have a real rough time, especially down their fire user. They're gonna have a real rough time. And I don't think Dex is still here. Let me just double check real quick. Nope, doesn't look like it. All right, cool. Dex also might have a rough time because the character he's playing technically works for the big bad guy that is on that plane that they're on, and he is technically a spawn of that. But he was like, "Yo, if you guys do right by me, I'll help you out." Except the big guy on that planet can just reabsorb him. So we'll see how that goes.
That sounds dangerous.
Delicious.
Alright, I gotta log off.
Okie dokie. We have a couple minutes left on the poll. I will hang out with y'all until then.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, DM Lacara. We will see you next week.
Bye.
I'm waving, but nobody can see it. I realize that. I do that a lot. I do a lot of waving when nobody can see it. Oh my god, it is. I always thought it was written. Huh! DM Lacara was like, it's Demain, not Demesne. Correct. I've always read it. Oh my god, and I can't use words anymore? Wow. Phonetically, there we go. But of course, it's not English. It's a word we took another language into the alley with and beat up to steal. She's correct. For the, I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm gonna do this real quick. Let me do this. Boop. Just for everyone's knowledge, what I'm gonna do now, from now on, is I'm going to. Oh, I've actually had. Oh, because I've moved tools into show and tell. From now on, whenever we swap out whatever the next topic is, as long as it's not within this past 3 episodes, I'm gonna just put in whatever has had the least amount. So like spells made it in because for some reason we've only done 4 spells, though it feels like more than that. And the other ones that had lower numbers are already in the current poll or we've done them recently. That's just, I'm going to make it easy for myself. That way I don't have to choose every time. Unless something special comes up and we want to put another topic in there for some reason. But yeah. Alright, I threw spells in there. So, this week, if you want to find DM Lacara, you gotta play DM Shin's campaign for Cardna. I don't know when or if DM Shin is ready for us to do our thing. He does want to do a session 0, but I don't know when that is. He would like to, for sure, do a session 0. And then we'll play after that. I don't know when that's going to be, and I don't know if right now the plan is that it won't be in the time slot of DM Roundtable. I don't know if that's going to continue into the future, but right now the plan is that it won't be. We'll find some other way to either stream it or get it out to the rest of you. But you can find DM Shin in our Discord anytime you want. He's available all the time. He's actually sick right now, so maybe don't bother him just this second. But like, yeah, you can bother him any other time during the week. If you want to find me, you can hang out with me tomorrow night during the Horizon Forbidden West stream. However, I have a meeting with my new boss. He actually sent me an invite while we were streaming, so I got to see when that is. So I'm not sure if I'm going to just start the stream late or if I'm going to do the stream normal time and then dip out to have this meeting with my new boss. I'm not sure yet. But I will be streaming at some point tomorrow. It just might not be at regular time. You send me something too? Oh yeah, yeah I did. I got a Dragon magazine. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna download that. Thank you for real purple dragons, instead of stupid deep dragons, which is they're stupid and they're ugly. They're awful. Hate them. I don't know why he's sick. He said he was feeling out of it, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But yeah, this was there. No, Dragon of the Dead. I will probably reuse this guy, but I might tweak him a bit. And like I might reuse some of these traps and what have you too. I like traps. I like traps. You do? I just don't know why they gave the deep worm fungus. Like, I don't know. I feel like spores weren't for him. He looks derpy too. Like I don't want to get behind. I can't get behind derpy dragon. Also, if you want to hang out right after this stream, I'm probably gonna do my dailies in Marvel Rivals. Dex told me to tell him if I was gonna do dailies afterwards. I'm gonna go potty after I sign off here, and then I'll probably come back and do my dailies. Fist, you are also welcome to join us. True. Everybody's listen. I'm not gonna hate on anybody's anything. But we will see you for another roundtable next week, hopefully with more DMs. Yeah, I'm glad there's a noise gate because I've been farting up a storm. So I'll see you guys soon. Maybe a little less than soon. We'll see. Bye, Twitch! And bye, YouTube! Oh, I should have put the thing in on YouTube first. Because it's going to take forever. Apologies. Yep. I'm waiting for it. Come on. Let's fake time it. 3, 2, 1. Nope. Yep, okay, close enough. Bye, YouTube. I will no longer